Hey Scouts, Activity 3 as part of your activity box is the fire lighting pillows. So you have some stuff in your box that you'll need, and you'll need some additional stuff which you should find in your kitchen. So here's the list of kit you need. So you'll need a pan of water. You'll need another pan to melt your Vaseline or petroleum jelly in, which you should have in your activity pack. You'll need your tea light, and you'll also need your makeup pads. As you can see there's my fire burner. So that will come in handy afterwards. So there's the kit you need. Let's show you how you make them. You need to get your pan of water on and boiling. I'm using this extra dish here to melt my Vaseline in, but if you can't do this, a microwavable bowl and put it in the microwave for a few seconds, it will do exactly the same thing. So I'm just going to place this in the pan, be very careful, and then I'm going to wait for it to melt. Okay, so now your Vaseline is all nice and melted. Be careful this stage because the pot could be hot, so get an adult to potentially help you. So we now have the makeup pads, and what we need to do is we need to dip them into the warm Vaseline. Okay, so be very careful. Make sure they fully get covered. You might only be able to do one, but if you have more Vaseline or something similar, petroleum jelly, use that. Okay, so that is completely covered in Vaseline now, and we put that to one side. I'll just put the second one in just to see if we can just soak up the remaining stuff. Okay, that hasn't really, the first one took most of it. Okay, so what we now need to do, okay, have a piece of tin foil ready to put it onto for it to cool. And now what we need to do is to get your little candle and do exactly the same process. Okay, so place it into the pan and put it back on the heat and melt it again. If you're doing it in a microwave, make sure that you take the wick out of it because it does have metal in it. So cut it up and do it in the microwave. Make sure you get rid of the metal piece at the bottom. Okay, so now our wax has melted. So what we need to do is get our pad that we have dipped in the melted Vaseline. Be very careful, the wax is going to be really hot, so definitely you need to have an adult with you. And what we do is we place this in. I'm using a spoon, so I'm not actually touching the wax. Flip it over. Not as easy as it looks. Okay, make sure you get the other side coated in the wax. Okay, and you can see there's quite a lot of wax still left over there, so make sure it's fully covered. Okay, so I'm now going to take this out. We'll do exactly the same. We'll put it on a piece of tin foil. Okay, and all we need to do now is wait for that to dry. Okay, so here's your completed fire starter pillow. So we have got the cotton wool makeup pad. We've soaked that in Vaseline, so it is nice and flammable as a fire starter. And then we've coated it in wax, which makes it a more long-standing fire starter, so it will burn for longer. And this is your Coke can burner if you've made it, and all we can do is we can fold this up and slot it inside, and it's a good place to store it within your survival kit. So that's your fire starter pillow made. Do it when you can, make sure you've got an adult with you, and be very careful. Post your videos in the thread.